Okay, I mentioned in my introduction video that I would make another shorter video for the first couple of reading discussion responses, just to kind of set up the readings and give you a sense of what you should be doing. So in this particular reading response, we're going to read some pieces about rhetoric and rhetorical reading. Um, Basically, we're trying to learn more about rhetorical analysis, how to look at texts rhetorically, which again basically means thinking about the purpose of the article or the text or whatever we're looking at. Who wrote that and why did they write that and what is it doing? Who were the intended audiences and how do you know that those were the intended audiences? Um, who stands to benefit, who stands to lose from this particular text? How is it framing certain people? Um, these are the types of questions that you ask when you rhetorically analyze something. So again, these readings are going to help you do that. And there's a couple more in this unit, and collectively they'll give you a tool to investigate a scientific article and to kind of break it apart, which is basically the first major assignment that we're working towards. So again, in this first um, discussion response, read these articles. You basically have one main article by Karen Rosenberg called Reading Games. And that's basically going to show you how all scholarship, all academic writing is rhetorically situated. It's addressing an audience, it's doing something for a purpose. And she's going to give you a frame to read those types of articles in that way. And then the other two shorter pieces are going to start talking about how writing and thinking um, and convincing are all sort of rhetorical acts. So again, take your time with those readings, take some notes, have this first response set up where you can take some reading notes, take your time reading, and then you'll have another day there to set up an actual response. What you'll want to do after you do the readings is come up with a couple questions. Take your time creating a couple discussion questions that you actually want to engage. Ask something that you're curious about. Don't just ask a random question. I want to use our questions to legitimately engage each other and to have an actual decent response, decent discussion. So again, pose a couple questions that you legitimately think are interesting and that you want us to engage. And then go down to the discussion questions and pick one of those questions to kind of frame your response. Or if you think you have another question that you want to engage for your response that's directly related to the readings, to rhetorical analysis, and what we're doing here in this discussion response, I don't have a problem with you using your question. Otherwise, pick one of those three questions, or if there's more than three down there, I may add a couple more just to give you more selection. But pick one of those as a frame to set up your response. 200, 300 words or so is fine. You can go over if you'd like. But again, just concentrate on the quality and the conciseness of your response. I'm not really overly concerned with grammar or mechanics. I'll make sure they're readable, but I want to see your ideas. I want to see that you read and that you're thinking. That's really it. Are you reading and thinking about this material, no matter how difficult it may be or how hard some of the writing may be? Again, I'm not overly concerned about perfect sentences here. I don't even really care about perfect sentences, right? All I want to see is that you're trying to think through some of this material and that you're writing and that you're using writing to think through this material. So again, these discussion responses, remember, I'm looking for you demonstrating that you've read and that you're engaging the material. So don't overly concern yourself about some perfect grammatical and mechanical response. Certainly take your time, edit, make things clear, make it readable, but don't stress out about that. Stress out about, am I reading and thinking well here? Am I posing some good questions? That's more important to me. All right. And then go ahead and post your response, and then you'll have a chance to come back and look over some of your classmates' responses and questions, and then we'll use those questions to continue to engage each other throughout the course. All right, and if you have any questions at any point, just let me know. I'm here to help you. All right, so hopefully this helps you set up this response, and this is basically how all our reading responses go. They follow a very similar pattern to keep things consistent. All right, have a good day, and I'll talk to you shortly.